As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her client's rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period. Y'all two grown people need to get your own house.
Right.
You had 7 years to have told him that. When we fight, who's gonna win?
You are.
I don't answer questions, I ask them.
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand.
Objective, independent justice.
I'm ready to rule. If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Katie Freeman is suing Isaac Lewis in the amount of $500. Ms. Freeman claims her ex took a pricey concert ticket she paid for and sold it to his new girlfriend without asking, and says he needs to pay her back.
Ms. Freeman, you're suing Mr. Lewis for $500 for some concert tickets.
Yes.
Is that right? What concert was this?
It was an Arctic Monkeys concert.
It was a who?
Arctic Monkeys. It's a band that we both like.
Oh, okay. All right, and you were dating?
At the time, when we bought the tickets.
When you bought the tickets. So how long were you dating?
We knew each other for 4 years, but we started dating 2.5 years
Okay,
ago.
so were you living together? Or?
It was an on and off situation.
So it wasn't a serious relationship?
I wanted it to be serious. He wasn't willing to commit.
Oh, okay.
I didn't feel like she was ready to give what it would take to make a serious relationship happen at that time.
All right. Well, what does it take to make a serious relationship happen?
It takes time, it takes communication, it takes the ability to actually be there for someone. I felt she has a very important job and she does it very well, but I felt like it was taking up too much of her time and I didn't feel appreciated. I didn't feel like I was actually a part of her life as much as I would like to be.
So, well, how do we get these tickets?
He purchased the tickets for us together, and then I provided the $500.
$500 for tickets?
Yes, ma'am. There
These
were
people that I've never heard of, have you ever heard of them? The Arctic dogs, what were they called?
Arctic monkeys.
Arctic who?
Monkeys.
Monkeys. So, you haven't heard? Are there any monkeys in the Arctic?
No,
Maybe
it's
that
not that I know of.
So it's a really cool band.
Oh, you do know them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Okay, so $500 sounds like the right amount of money to see them?
We're on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, these are floor seats? Okay, well, congratulations that you got these tickets. So we were still in the throes of the relationship when we purchased the tickets?
Correct, Your
Okay,
Honor.
so then what happened after we purchased the tickets?
After we purchased the tickets, we had a conversation, and he decided that I wasn't ready to be in this relationship, and he didn't want to commit because he didn't think I was committing.
Right.
So he ended the relationship.
Okay, and how long ago was that?
6 months ago, Your Honor.
Oh, six months ago.
6 months ago. 6 months ago, you ended the relationship. You said you weren't living together.
No.
So who had possession of the tickets? I guess he had possession.
He had possession of the tickets because he purchased them.
What was the agreement about the tickets when they were purchased?
So when we purchased them, like you said, Your Honor, we were in a relationship and we were going to go together.
Right.
I kept hold of the tickets because I was able to buy them at work while she was on call.
Okay.
And she paid me once she got off her shift.
Right, she paid you for her ticket.
For her ticket.
So we basically each paid for our own ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you broke up with her, what happened with the tickets?
That's the issue, because after we broke up, it was about another 3 months until the concert, and I initially did text her about the tickets. Now, granted, she's going to say that it was mixed in with a lot of other stuff, and it was. There was a lot of housekeeping. We had been together for 2.5 years.
Right. Did you have to go to her house to get some stuff?
A couple of things, but it was mostly her coming to mine.
Right. But
just
when you went to her house, why you didn't take her ticket?
Because it was electronic.
Well, could you put it in a wallet?
I never really saw her. I know where her extra key
Right.
is.
But wait. Are the tickets in the wallet?
No, they're in the phone wallet, in the app. Yeah, they're there.
But you can send those, can't you?
Well, I wanted to check with her to see what she wanted to do with them. So I kept messaging her and talking
They
with
were
her.
hers. You didn't even need to ask her. I'm holding on to something that's yours, and I could just text it to you.
I would have loved to do that. I wanted to see if that's what she wanted to do, or if she wanted to sell them, or if I could hold on to them and use them for something else.
Did you say I would like to hold on to the tickets? Did you
I wanted
ever say
her
that?
to. She was the one who paid for the ticket. I wanted her to be able to say what she wanted to do with the ticket.
I know, but did you want her ticket?
Not at the time when we initially broke up. At the time, I could go to the concert. I couldn't go to the concert. I really.
You weren't thinking about the concert that
No,
much.
it wasn't until right before where I decided I wanted to go. And that's when I texted her verbatim what she wanted to do with the tickets.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, you may.
Although he did reach out to me about the tickets, it was only 5 to 6 times between that 3 months, and every time he would talk about the tickets, he would preface it with paragraphs talking about what it was like when we were together, talking about our old friends. And as an ER nurse that works overnight, I don't have time to read long text messages from my ex.
You were sending these long text messages? You have copies?
Yes, I do.
Let me see some of these messages. What time of day or night were they coming in?
He would text them at 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. anytime that he was up, but I work over the night. So I don't have time to always be checking.
So here's one. The very first one looks long. Wow. Okay, hey, I was just out with Sean. You remember Sean? We went with him and Sophie to Santa Barbara last summer. He told me they're getting engaged. He brought her back to the beach where we learned how to surf and proposed to her on the beach. He even included that story where she wiped out and skipped like a rock on the water. Do you remember that? It's honestly a testament to physics, but it was hilarious when it happened. Anyway, you still want your ticket to the concert? What a weird segue to ask about a ticket to the concert.
Coming up on Supreme Justice.
You could have said, hey, guess what? I got somebody that wants the ticket. Do you want to sell the ticket?
Your Honor, if I may, would it not take the same effort?
I don't answer questions. I ask the question.
And later.
This is the beautiful thing about being a judge and being in a courtroom. It's not about emotions and feelings and beliefs and all of that. It's about evidence. I need hardcore evidence.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Katie Freeman, who is suing Isaac Lewis for reimbursement.
This was in April. How long had we broken up?
This is about 3 months after the relationship had ended.
Okay, so then April 21st was any update on the ticket. April 23rd is yes, I want the ticket. And your response April 23rd, 1921, 22, 25 days later, is I actually sold it to my girlfriend.
Yes.
So when did you sell it to your girlfriend?
Tuesday night.
What date? We talk about what
So
date?
we're talking about, this, I texted her on the 21st. I talked to my current girlfriend, and I sold it to her on the 22nd.
First of all, it wasn't your ticket.
At that point,
It was never your ticket to sell, right? And how much did you sell it to her for?
$100.
But why would you sell a $500 ticket? We just agreed that was a good price to be on the floor to see these monkey people.
Exactly.
Right?
My current girlfriend is a master's student, and she's a little bit strapped for cash.
Right.
And so I agreed that $100 was all she could really afford, and I said that was okay.
How could you make an agreement about what she could afford to pay for somebody else's property?
Because at that point, she had neglected and had basically not claimed her property.
Remember, we say you could have just sent that ticket to her because it's electronic.
I could have, but again, she never said that she actually still wanted the ticket. She never said she wanted to do anything with the ticket.
Did she say, I don't want the ticket?
At that point, it was
Did she ever say, I don't want it, I relinquish possession, do whatever you want to do with the ticket, I don't care?
No, but this was 3 days before the concert.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
Like I said again, I'm an ER nurse. The text, very misleading.
Right. What were you planning to do? Were you going to go see this concert?
I thought it was known when we broke up that we both still wanted to go to the concert.
Right.
I paid my $500, so I'm assuming this ticket is still in my possession.
Right.
So if he wanted to come to the concert with me, it would have been awkward, but that would have been fine with me. I paid my $500, so that means that I want to go to the concert. If I didn't want to go, I would have made that known.
Okay, so you had the electronic tickets. You had an opportunity at any time to just forward the ticket. I mean, it didn't take any effort for you to just hit forward, just as easy as you wrote and spent 2 minutes writing that long text. You could have just hit send, here's your ticket. Or you could have said, hey, guess what? I got somebody that wants the ticket. Do you want to sell the ticket?
Your Honor, if I may, would it not take the same effort?
I don't answer questions. I ask the question.
I believe it would take the same effort from her to be able to text me that what she wanted to do.
They are her things. It's not like she left a dresser, a bed, and some nightstands in your bedroom taking up space and not coming to get them. We're talking about something electronic. It takes nothing from you. It's not yours to keep in the first place.
We agreed when we bought them that I would hold on to them.
Yeah, you would hold on to them, but you weren't going to use them. You could only use your own ticket.
And again, I asked for 3 months what she wanted to do with them. She never responded.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
When he asked about the ticket solely, and didn't go on and on and on,
Right.
I responded in a timely manner.
Right.
If he had just started off by saying,
Right.
hey, I don't know what you want to do with your ticket. I'm thinking about selling it to my new girlfriend, Amanda.
No, he didn't tell you that.
Over the phone, he did.
Oh, he told
when
you
he
over
told
the
me,
phone.
He told me when he sold it.
Oh,
to his
after he
yes.
sold it, he told you.
Yeah, he didn't tell me before. If he told me
Wait a
that
minute, stop. Didn't you say he said, I'm thinking about selling it to her?
No, I said if he were to.
Okay, that's
if
why
he-
I asked you.
Yes.
He never called and said, I'm
No, he never-
thinking about selling it to Amanda.
And when he asked solely about the ticket, like I said,
Right.
I answered in a timely manner.
And why didn't any of these text messages that you keep saying you sent so many, why didn't any of them say, hey, I got a new girlfriend. Her name is Amanda. And since you can't go with me to the concert, Amanda would like to go. Can we give her or sell her your ticket? Would it have been, just as much as you wrote all this? You could have said that to her about Amanda, right?
Your
Could
Honor,
you have said that?
that is correct.
That was the most straightforward thing you could have done. I don't know why you're talking about somebody skipping rocks over the ocean and all of that.
That was before she asked. My girlfriend realized that she wanted to go to the concert after we had talked about it.
So when did your girlfriend realize she wanted to go?
Monday, when I texted Katie.
You knew exactly what you're doing. You could keep talking, turn circles around other people, but you don't turn circles around me. This makes no sense. And I don't try to make sense out of nonsense. And then you sold her the ticket for $100 because you felt like, she's a struggling student and she couldn't afford it. You should have given her yours if she couldn't afford it.
Your Honor?
But you decided it was okay to strip $400 from her. And that wasn't fair to her. I'm ready to rule. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $500.
I'm glad this was a fair trial where I was heard and the evidence was carefully deliberated on and it came to the right outcome.
I do realize that it was her ticket. That being said, she could have said something before.
Coming up,
And it had a link to an Instagram post which was written happy birthday and showed him with the truck that he sold me
Right.
with a dead deer on it.
you're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Sam Weller is suing Bill Marks in the amount of $13,500. Mr. Weller claims he bought a truck from the defendant to haul his vegan produce and then found out it was previously used for hauling dead animals, so he wants a refund.
Mr. Weller, you are suing Mr. Marks for $13,500 for fraud and for breach of contract. Is that right?
Exactly.
Okay, and this involved a truck you bought from him?
Yeah.
How do you know each other, sir?
We met at the farmer's market, ma'am.
You are farmers?
No, ma'am. We met at a farmer's market.
Oh, okay.
People come and sell their various wares,
Right.
and he was selling his vegan organic produce, and that's where we met.
Oh, you met him. So you sell vegan produce?
Yes, I have.
What is vegan produce?
Vegan produce? Vegan produce is organic produce.
Okay. So you met him, he was shopping at your
Yes,
stand?
he came to my stand.
Okay.
I was selling pumpkins at the time, so it was the fall.
So then what happened?
And then over the time, I realized as my business was growing, my SUV was not cutting it. So I came up to him and asked him for advice because he has a 2011 Silverado because I'm looking to buy one.
Okay, and
then-
how long had you had the Silverado?
Since 2011, I bought it brand
You
new.
bought it
ma'am.
brand new and you were the only owner?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then there came a time that you offered to sell him your truck?
Well, I had just put it up on social media on a market that day.
Oh, you were trying to sell it?
When this conversation came up, and just by coincidence, I did have that 2011.
So how did you advertise the truck? I mean, what was the wording that you used?
Silverado, 90,000 miles, low miles.
Very low miles.
It had been kept in pristine condition, kept it very well maintained.
Okay.
It had almost brand new tires
you
on
forgot
it.
one
It was
important
a great
detail.
deal.
Coming up,
You knew that he used to hunt, right?
Yeah, but he didn't tell me anything about
But he
the
said
deer.
I used to hunt. He wasn't hunting tomatoes and pumpkins.
you're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Sam Weller, who is suing Bill Marks for fraud and breach of contract.
All right, so then you get the truck. Mm-hmm. That's yes.
Yes. sorry,
And then
Your
what
Honor.
happened?
Well, one day I was telling one of my friends at a coffee shop that I had this great friend named Bill and that he sold me this truck, and thanks to him selling that truck, I could have even more vegetables on my bed, on my truck. And then I was scrolling through my social media, my Facebook, and then I showed him, yeah, this is my friend Bill, and he goes, hey.
Are y'all Facebook friends?
Yeah.
Okay. You had never scrolled his social media before this time?
Okay, I did scroll his social media before, but that particular day it was his birthday.
Okay.
And somebody posted happy birthday, and it had a link to an Instagram post which was written happy birthday and showed him with the truck that he sold me.
Right.
With a dead deer on it.
In the bed of the truck.
In the bed of the truck.
Right.
So that means there was blood all over the bed of the truck. And this guy knows.
You have a picture?
Yes.
Let me see
yeah, I'll show it to you. This is the Instagram post that was connected to
5
Facebook.
years prior, man.
Right. Well, let me first see the picture.
That doesn't have anything to do with it, okay? You lied. That's what it has. That's what it was. You can't hide that fact.
Your Honor, this was 5 years prior. I'm a different man now than I am back then. I have not hunted for 2 years.
You knew that he used to hunt, right?
Yeah, but he didn't tell me anything about the deer.
But he said I used to hunt. He wasn't hunting tomatoes and pumpkins.
Yeah, but he was.
He told you
He told me he went hunting, but he didn't tell me that he put a dead carcass in that hunting truck.
You think he was good at hunting?
Well, I guess.
I mean, then so how you get it home? That thing that you just hunted.
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
That's why you're suing for the $13,500?
Yeah, for negligence for selling me a contaminated truck. He withheld from me
that. Let me tell you one
he...
thing, though. This is the beautiful thing about being a judge and being in a courtroom. It's not about emotions and feelings and beliefs and all of that. It's about evidence. I need hardcore evidence that there was animal byproducts in the truck you bought. I need that at least first, because that's the allegation. I need some proof. What you got?
But I have the photo of the truck.
A photo is not proof.
He admitted to me that was the same truck.
Evidence. That's not evidence. You're saying it had the byproducts of an animal in the truck. Where's your evidence? You don't have any. The friendship is over.
Yes, ma'am.
You better believe it.
What's going to happen with the truck? I guess you should sell it, huh? And better buy a new truck. Because ain't no telling. Y'all in Texas?
Yes, ma'am. Austin.
And just about every truck has had something dead in the back. I'm ready to rule. Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
I'm just very thankful for the judge for seeing the true logic of the situation.
The judge didn't even let me say my piece, and some people would sell their souls for money.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.